This is Danger Canadian Content Productions, live from Factory Gastropub on Danforth. I'm the Moose, and today we're talking to Tim and Jason from Iduna. Now, first of all, did I say that right? Is it Iduna or Iduna? Or
Ooh, the second time you said Iduna.
Iduna.
That's usually how we say it. We don't know if it's right or not yet. That's how we say it.
There's no right or wrong. Iduna. That will stick with me. As indeed, I think I first saw you in Cherry Colas. And out of that, I seem to end up with a little USB drive.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, I'm sure there's songs on there from you guys somewhere along the line.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I literally came across it the other day as I was going through it, and I thought, did this really? And and it must have been a little while ago now. So so there you go. But from that point, then fast forward to what can only be described as an enormous celebration in Adelaide Hall a few weeks ago. I don't know any other way of putting it. Really, I mean, from a personal point of view, when I DJ'd, it was far more difficult playing in front of people I knew well than it was playing in front of complete strangers. Did you have the same? Did it work that way for you?
Yeah, but the bright lights help.
You can't really see too many faces.
That will work. But I mean, just a tremendous night all round from that point of view. I mean, did you enjoy it? I mean, that's it's always a difficult thing to say if you whether you actually enjoyed that experience or not.
Yeah, after 2 years of production and planning and eventually putting out a record that we were mocked for kind of sitting on for so long by a lot of people in the scene. It was pretty cathartic. But
it has to be right, doesn't it? I think this is the point. We talked to somebody recently, and they've gone through 3 or 4 different producers, 2 studios, etc., and their own performance issues as well. They weren't prepared to release it until they felt it was right. From what you're saying, that's the way you feel the same way.
It's actually a little bit different with us. Like it was done pretty quickly, like the recording itself.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the pre-production was like 6 months, like of going back and forth and listening to the songs, choosing the songs, whittling them down from 20 some odd to 7, finalizing the arrangements. But the actual process of recording it and mixing it and everything was like 2 or 3 weeks.
Right, okay.
But we had a lot of other stuff we had to kind of get in order.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that leave you in good shape then? If you say you come down from 20 songs, then you've got some.
We want to record the next one.
I was going to say.
Let's go right now. We'll start.
But it must be quite tempting. I mean, you've gone through, as you say, you've gone through that process whereby whittling down. You get down to 7 songs from 20. Some of those will clearly then carry forward in one form or another to another album. You think?
I think we're actually content to move on.
We've written like 5 or 10 more since. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Once we get, I think, to like 15, we'll whittle them down again.
Try 30.
Try 30.
Well, it's an interesting process. I mean, how do you just with that whittling down process? I mean, some artists struggle to get from 6 to 7 songs on an album. We've seen that too, right? So you've gone the other way, whereby you've got this, a big piece of work to whittle down from.
Right.
What's some of that criteria then in terms of? Is it a band decision collectively? I mean, or is it a majority decision? How does that work in terms of saying yay or nay to a song?
How did this one work? It was weird.
It's well, I they're all kind of on the table, and then what tends to happen is people will say, like our producer he had a big say in which ones he thinks we should focus on for the record, which ones he felt were our strongest. And so, we took a lot of that with the...
Yeah, what happened, we hired the producer to kind of be the mediator, the outside party to make the hard decisions that, like, we tried to do it.
Because you're so close. You're so close to the songs. It's hard to, like...
Well, that's I'll be honest, that's why I'm asking the question, really, because, they are personal.
Yeah.
And, it's hiring somebody else to sort of make that decision for you, or at least
it's a group effort,
help you make that decision.
He kind of guides us, and
He's
like, how would you feel about this? And we're like, yeah, or no. And there's a back and forth, but it gets settled. They just, I don't know.
Yeah, we work fairly well together. There's some struggle, I'm sure, at some point in the way. It's a little bit removed now, but when it comes down to it, I think we all just kind of want what's best for the band, and we write music very well together. So we do produce a lot. So
Yeah.
We become attached to each and every one because we spend so many hours working on it.
Yeah.
But at some point, some are just kind of they make all of us feel something a bit stronger than what maybe like 3 out of 4 people really get something out of, or even just like 1 or 2. So
Right. Okay. No, that's good. That's good. I like the idea that you'll leave that behind as a body of work and then move on and do new songs as well.
Yeah.
Because the album works. I mean, the album is tremendous. I mean,
Thank you.
It really is, and we don't say that lightly. We have we have a best of at the end of the year, and there's going to be there are lots, and already we're not even 6 months through. We have lots and lots of contention going on at the moment. In the and I call it DCC towers, for want of a better term, in terms of what stays on there and what doesn't stay on the turntable or CD player one way or another. But it's a tremendous body of work. I think we describe it partly as almost like a prog rock. There is a progressive side to it that we were and there's also been a bit of a revival from that type of music. We're listening to a group at the moment called Big Train in the UK. Okay. And if you want to hear sort of Peter Gabriel doing what Peter Gabriel should be doing in so many people's eyes, Big Train is a remarkable album. And I don't know if or when they're due to come to Toronto, but if they do, certainly I will be buying tickets to go see them. But also we've seen a big. It's not a prog revival as such, but it's got a feel to it. And I think that's the difference. There's obviously your albums. There's a lot of rock involved in there as well. And it's, as I say, it's just beautifully done. And the Adelaide Hall, I think, it will become a point in time, obviously. And there is that when that will stick with you forever. But also then you've got. I think you were in Ottawa as well. Was that right? Last weekend, talking to a
last weekend,
radio show or did some stuff out there. I mean, is the idea to take the music further out onto the road from where you are now, or I mean, and if you do, sort of where are you ended up? Where are you thinking of going with that?
I mean, we'd like to take it all over, right? And we'll, but it's what's feasible and what we can kind of make happen. It's Canada's hard because everything's so spread out and sparse, and so. Right now we're just trying to get out to do weekend tours and stuff, places 5-6 hours away. Start then. Maybe with the next album we'll try to get further and further, but
the plan right now, we're trying to take a little bit of a different approach. Like, we have a lot of friends in the industry, right, who just we see them kind of do the whole cross Canada tour, and it's exhausting, brutal. Like,
there's no other way of putting it. It's exhausting.
So I don't know. We're trying to approach things in a creative way, and the radio trackers that we've talked to have been
so expensive.
Very they're like, no, you got to do all of Canada, and it's like, well, I mean, I'm from the East Coast originally. I'm from Moncton, and the musical taste from one part of the country to the other, because it's so sprawling and diverse, they're different from one place to the next. So there's no guarantee that we're even going to get a warm reception depending on the town.
Well, the other thing is, unless you can do something like we've got one group who just literally sold the farm, went south, and spent the next 18 months touring the Winnebago. Took 2 dogs. I mean, they're a married couple, and that works. But that's a bit more difficult if you've got things like jobs and commitments and partners and what else thrown in there too. Right. So I do get that completely. But also getting further out. I think 80% of all music sales in Canada are in Ontario anyway. So when you start to look at where your possible audience is, paying audience, so to be brutally honest with you.
And this is kind of where we're coming from. So the plan right now is to just do these weekend kind of tours around Southern Ontario and just kind of swell a bit more.
Try to establish ourselves a bit more.
We're also planning on doing just a lot of stuff in our studio. We're all pretty okay with cameras and various equipment, and we can make some interesting stuff that we can just release online. That is accessible to the whole world without us having to kind of make the drives out there when there's no guarantee anyone's even going to be there or care.
We've heard tons of stories of bands going out on the road, and you're playing to empty places because people haven't heard the music, and a lot of radio stations won't play you unless you're touring. But then this is the weird I don't know. So we're just gonna kind of do our own thing, make a lot of videos and music and put it out there. Try to spread that first, and then
it does work. And then as you say, you hit audiences. We hit audiences that we had no idea we would be reaching.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, really. 85% of everything that we push out, through this and through Twitter goes out to the US and the UK.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Hungary, Pakistan, India, so we're hitting, so that's where the music's going. So, we haven't got outside Toronto yet. So I don't disagree. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah, if you're comfortable with filming, then, that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, we just want to see where things kind of resonate. And, we don't know where our music's going to kind of hit home the most. So.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think, am I right in thinking that let's see, where are you going to be? You've been back to Adelaide Hall since, haven't you?
We're going to be next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got a cool show happening there. We're opening for Biff Naked, so
nice.
That's really cool.
But again, new audience, different audience. Bring that in. So that's next week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That June 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
21st. 21st June.
21st.
I had the 21st in my mind, and I'm thinking I'm going to get that wrong. I'm going to get that wrong.
That was me. I'm going to show up on the wrong day, and there'll be no one there.
Yeah, I did. I've done. That's another long story over lots of beers. But what we're going to do now is we're going to move into the speed round of doom. So we'll have a bit of fun with this. You can answer collectively or individually.
Yeah.
In terms of where you go here. Okay. You can just blurt out the first thing you think, or if you need to pass, that's fine too. We got our first pass with one of these questions earlier this week. I'll explain why later. So, which pizza would clearly describe, or most clearly describe, your personality? If you had to have a pizza that was going to be, this is you, this is who you are.
Olives and pineapple.
Olives and pineapple?
That's me.
Okay.
Maybe you're the pineapple, I'm the olives. It's salty and sweet.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that.
The weird thing is, the inventor of the pineapple pizza died this week.
Oh.
I know. In a most bizarre. We had the same conversation about pineapple pizza. Seriously, in our last interview.
It's been a hot topic.
It is, yeah. This is the one that people struggle with. So I'll let you know that first of all. There's a program going to Mars. It's one way, and that's people may or may not return. I'm thinking possibly one way means they won't. But if you had to choose, which of the following people was going to be on that Mars flight? Which of the following celebrities or musical celebrities is that going to be? Is it going to be Van Morrison? Is it going to be Johnny Rotten, Kanye West, Bob Dylan, or Sting?
Just one?
Just one. You can put more on there if you want. We've never had anyone. You can put them all on there if you want. So I don't mind.
All right, we got Van Morrison, Kanye West, Bob Dylan.
Yep.
What were the others?
Johnny Rotten and Sting.
Johnny Rotten.
Johnny Rotten. Okay.
I would say I'm taking too long. I don't know.
Well, you can pick one of your own if you want. You can pick. If there's someone you'd really want to be on the space flight, you can go pick someone of your own.
But what would they do when they get there?
Thrive or die.
Die, probably.
Probably. Oh man. Let's go with. Kanye.
Yeah. Kanye. Okay.
He's got a family, man.
The other thing, I suppose we could bring that question out to say, is he taking everybody with him?
Yeah.
In a fight, who would win, a silverback gorilla or 100 midgets with knives?
Definitely the midgets, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of knives.
I mean, just numbers.
Just numbers.
Yeah.
Many would perish.
Numbers.
Maple syrup, overpriced or overrated?
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's been a while since I've...
You've indulged. Yeah, no, I know.
Aunt Jemima's been my, like, go-to.
Yeah. I like that American corn syrup. Yeah.
How would you describe... Oh, well, yeah, okay, this was going to be... This one tends to stall people. How would you describe each other or yourself? High maintenance, low maintenance, or high maintenance but you think you're low maintenance?
Huh. I'm probably high maintenance a little bit.
It's definitely high maintenance, but think I'm low maintenance. Definitely.
High maintenance tends to bring a little bit more perfectionism, and at the end of the day, you end up getting what you want. I have no problem with that either. Yeah. Here we go. Straight choice: penguins or scorpions?
Oh, penguins.
Penguins?
Penguins.
Yeah. Penguins. Excellent. And In the last one, what vegetable would best describe Toronto? We know it's called Hogtown, but what vegetable would best describe Toronto?
For some reason, celery jumped out at me.
Okay.
I have no idea why.
That is absolutely
No
fine.
idea.
There is no wrong answer in
Okay,
any of this.
let's go with celery.
Ever.
See, now you skewed mine. Celery sounds. Right.
Celery is good.
It sounds
Yeah. Okay.
right.
Celery Nation it is. Okay.
Maybe I thought of CN Tower and I just saw like in my mind like that shape. I don't know.
We had, we think the previous one we had a parsnip and a turnip.
Yeah.
But it was still the CN Tower at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, first of all, I'm going to draw us to a close. Thank you very much. First of all, many thanks to Tim and Jason from Iduna for coming in. Details of the band are going to be in the credits, as well. Thanks to George and Factory Girl for opening up this evening for us. Thank you to Yestin for filming. Subscribe to the YouTube link. Details of the DCC site are also in the credits. Until next time, thank you.
Cheers.
Hey guys.
Cheers.